because we're talking about power. We're talking about who has power. We're talking about who doesn't have power. We're talking about who should have power. We're talking about how is power adjudicated. And all this is clearly involved in the concepts of knowledge production or curriculum. So just to say, sorry, this is very site-specific. It's not accidental we're here. We started a relationship with this school last year as part of a collaboration with the Weeksville Heritage Center. Give it up for Weeksville. We did a project with 4 artists on a show called Funk God, Jazz and Medicine, Black Radical Brooklyn, where we paired an artist with a site of black self-determination in the neighborhood here. And one of those sites is where we are now, which is this high school. And we paired the incredible artist Zenobia Bailey with a class here. And thus started a kind of relationship with Stanley Kennard and then eventually the principals here and faculty and students. And it's important in a struggle in a city that's not only gentrifying, quote unquote, whatever that means, but certainly it's about equity, about real estate, it's about finance. But it's also about race and class and knowledge production, and it's certainly hitting home in this neighborhood right now, right? Right.
Radical learning is very important in our community. This is what we've all, at some point in our life, experienced, and we know we want to make sure that we pass on to the next generation. Culture and arts are an integral part of our education system, and they must remain a part, because we're not fully educating our students if it's void of arts, if it's void of culture, if it's void of social justice. If we don't have those components as part of our curriculum, our children leave ill-prepared. They will not be able to tackle all of the challenges that just come with living. Not to say that they're going to solve world problems, but we want to have them prepared so that they can live fully. And that's what our challenge is as the adults in their life right now, to come up with curriculums that's going to place them in a place where they can excel in life, where their experiences in school have prepared them, where all of those experiences are counted as education, where we value travel as much as art, as much as learning second languages, being able to communicate fully, all of these things. And I believe that that's the challenge before us. We know that we're saying art and social justice and that we're about to make it radical, but really those are our cores. And once we get back to those cores, we'll be able to fully prepare our students.
When I first started teaching, I was younger and thinner. Someone told me that the best thing to do is to tell a story. So I'm going to try to share 2 stories with you if I have time. The first story is about a young man named Ronald Hart. Ronald grew up in New York City, was in the New York City school system. But like a lot of his friends, Ronald felt alienated by the school system. At 4th grade, or in the 4th grade, he sat and listened to a teacher tell his mother he would never read above grade level. In the 6th grade, he stood outside crying while a teacher pinched him and slapped him repeatedly. By the time Ronald got to high school, he had said to hell with school. But Ronald was lucky because he had a lot of teachers. And he learned about the bicentennial, and he learned about Johannesburg from Gil Scott-Heron. Those teachers were joined by James Baldwin, Richard Wright, Sonia Sanchez, and a whole host of others, including Robert Nesta Marley, who told him to grow locks and be a Buffalo Soldier. In 2014, Ronald was blessed with opening up a school, but by then he had changed his name. His new name was Tabari Zaid Bomani.
Before I got here to Boys and Girls High School, when I was in middle school, I was bullied a lot verbally. They would call me names like ugly, stupid, you know, it just really would put me down. And this would go on constantly, like every day. So I tell the teachers, and, you know, I would tell the principal, but nothing really much was really being done. So my only support system was my journal, my writing journal. I won't leave home without it. I won't leave class without it. I won't leave it anywhere out of my sight. All I did all day was write, because that's the only thing that would listen to me and my true feelings, my journal. It was not until then I started to say, Rashana, you gotta believe in yourself. Believe in you. You can't let other people's words get you down. You know, and it was just really hard for me to like accept who I am and gain more self-confidence and my self-esteem and everything. A couple months later, I transitioned to Research and Service High School. That's located inside of Boys and Girls. Met some wonderful people, fantastic people. My principal, Miss Allison Farrington, she believed in me. She believed in everyone. And it's just the feeling that I felt. I just never felt it ever before. Like the feeling of being accepted, the feeling of somebody telling you, yes, you can do it, you can. And since that point on, I have received so much academic and personal success. You know, I'm on honor roll every semester. I had a 95 on my global regions. It just, everything to me is so unreal. It is so unreal. I just really can't explain how I felt, how I really feel, because I'm at this point in my life where I accomplished everything people said I would never accomplish. On the day of graduation, when I hold that diploma in my hand, I really didn't know how I felt, because a lot of people tell me that you will never graduate high school. And I did, at the top of my class. I have dreams of becoming a journalist. I was part of the New York Association of Black Journalists writing program for students at LIU. I helped get teens on youth on community boards. I was part of student government. I was sophomore class president. And one of my biggest accomplishments so far was getting the 2015 Remarkable Achievement Award by the New York City Department of Education. Just this past summer, in July. No matter what you're going through in life, no matter how many obstacles that you face, it's all the best thing, the best advice I could always say and keep to myself is believe in yourself when nobody will. Because you need to love yourself, believe in yourself, because sometimes you can't always, like for me, I can't always take it in. I always keep my emotions in and how I felt. And I just feel like it's really important to either to find a way to express yourself, even if it's through writing, drawing, coloring, the arts, music. Just find something that you're really passionate about and just let that emotion go. And that's it. So thank you for hearing my story.